Hello everybody, welcome back to a new IRL video. I can't promise you you'll leave this one feeling particularly enthralled, motivated, amazed. You're just going to be like, what have I just watched? So we're in a Citroen C1. Let me give you some context. So a couple of years ago, the back end of 2019, we did a race at Brandshatch, which you're watching right now, which is part of the programme for World's Fastest Gamer of getting me my licence for British GT the following season. Now, it was a wet dry day, and the goal was simple: finish. That's all I had to do to get the signature. I had to do 6 or 7 of these to get my license, and my most recent upload was in a Nissan 370Z GT4 in a slightly more intense race than this one, and that was a really good race, a good experience in a really quick car, and so go and check that out. That's in the card above. But this one was a bit different because although at this point in time I was a gamer in quote marks, it's a Citroen C1. You know, it's not very quick, and it didn't take too much adjusting to get used to it. So we know we're going to come last, or you know, near last. But the whole purpose of this was obviously to finish, to get the signature, but have some fun as well, have an experience. And what you're about to witness next, I still quite can't believe now. So keep those eyes peeled. Wait there. Look at that. Look at that. Matey boy, the TCR's spun on the warm-up lap. I mean, yeah, I'm still lost for words now. And the worst thing about that is that we are clearly 100 metres worse off at the race start compared to what we were anyway. And we're in the slowest car. We really didn't need that. The Subaru on the back row of the grid with us. So we're last now by a mile before we even get to turn 1, paddock hill, which it's not ideal, but let's have some fun. So let's see what we've got on the grid with us. We've got a BMW E46 M3, Ford Escort Cosworth, Subaru Impreza, a normal M3 as well, a TCR, what is that, Peugeot 308 TCR, Clio Cup car, BMW Z4, Subaru Impreza, as you can clearly see in front of us. So some decent cars on that grid, and you see there a Seat's gone off at turn 3. So the other thing we had to be wary of as well was the track limits at on the exit of turn 3. There was a sensor, and I think there was one on the exit of turn 1 as well. So that BMW there coming up the inside, making mincemeat of us going into Indy. I think that's that corner. Could be wrong. So obviously it's a stick shift manual gearbox on this car, so I'm going to have paddle shifts in a Citroen C1. And I can't remember, but I think I was doing some heel and toe in. This, we might be able to see that actually. But I wasn't really changing gear too much. You really didn't need to. I think there was a downshift for turn 2. Then maybe... Oh my god, I mean that scares me watching that now. Like that Cosworth, the speed difference of that and the M3 is ridiculous. Like how I'm allowed on the same track as some of these cars, yeah, it was ridiculous. Borderline dangerous to be fair, but I was just focusing on staying out of the way, not having a shunt, because if I don't finish, I don't get my signature, and it's a complete waste of time. So I had to keep that at the front of my mind. But in quali, we qualified. Now allow me to get the sheet up a minute. We qualified 18th on the grid out of 20, so we out-qualified 2 cars. We out-qualified a BMW E30 and a Subaru Impreza. So pole was a 58.7 second lap from Paul Eve in the Ford Escort WRC Cosworth. Then me in the Citroen C1, 1 minute 11.8. So I think it was wet in quali, because in this race we've already done a 107. You can see cars just passing us. They probably lapped us. Goodness gracious, how many times did they lap us in this race? Let's have a look. So the leader finished on 18 laps, and I finished on 14. So he lapped me 4 times in 18 laps. So what was that much quicker? He did a 50.7 in this race. Our best was a 106.9. 16 seconds slower than the leader. I mean, what? That's ridiculous. That's definitely not in the 107% rule, is it? You know, that you need for F1 to make the grid. The Clio Cup car on the right hand side there's gone off. But effectively, the car, let me give you some background stats. So the tech specs on this absolute machine: top speed 97 mile an hour, 0 to 60 13 seconds, and it does have the fuel consumption on here, but I'm not really sure you want to know that. although it's probably its best stat because that's all it's good at. So the one exciting thing about this race was that white Fiesta in front of us has a novice cross on it, so we were a novice as well. It was a bit quicker, in fairness, like that you could see the Fiesta pull away on the straights quite considerably, but we stuck with him till the end, and we overtook him quite a few times as well. So dare I say, we outperformed the car, I'm pretty sure of that, but we get a good run on him going up to T2. And are we going to send it? We are going to send it, ran outside. And he almost banged into us there. So a really late downshift because I don't want to slow the car down too much. Because if you lose momentum in this thing, you're not going to get it back. Up the inside of T3. I mean, he's not exactly on the limit, is he? But we are. We overtake him. And he gets us straight back on the straight because this car's a lot quicker. And we do gain it back in the corners. Some of his racing lines are very questionable. He's doing the wet line when there's no water, which I wouldn't advise if I were you, if you're looking to drive or get better at driving. So, I mean, what are your thoughts? Please leave in the comments below. What are your thoughts on the C1? I mean, I don't miss driving it, put it that way. It was good fun for the first 3 or 4 laps, and then it did get a bit boring. It's different. I did do a race against other C1s, and that was really good fun because there's a race, there's someone to beat, and it's equal. However, when you're doing a race like this, it does feel a bit pointless. What can I say? But you know, it's part of it. It's part of it. There's always something to learn, and I can't remember exactly what I learned in this race, but I learned something, I'm sure. You can see the Fiesta there really struggling into the final corner. We're going to do the little whip-de-wop on the exit of the final corner, but nothing I can do, even in the toe. He's just going to pull away. Look at that. No chance. How demoralising. You know, I was so demoralised throughout this entire race. There was 2 races on this race weekend. There was a qualifying that was wet, and then there was 2 races. The second race was very boring. This one was a bit more entertaining, but I can't lie, right? If you're watching this video, it's probably quite boring, but I'm trying my best to make it entertaining. I thought it was worth uploading because I'm sure many of you, I'm sure all of you didn't know I did this because it's not really something you publicise, but I thought it's something a bit different, and I mean, it proves I can use a H shifter as well. I've not really done too many videos with a H shifter, and I can't quite make out if I'm heeling and towing. I think I might be, although it's probably in vain because it's not going to make the world of difference. And yeah, so this program I was on trying to get this license, I think I did 3 or 4 races in a C1, 2 against other C1s, but unfortunately the championship I was doing it in wouldn't allow video, so I don't have any onboards of that. I remember the races being extremely fun, and it's a shame I don't have the video footage for it, but I did these 2 races, so this one and another one in the same grid, and I have the video for them, but as you can tell, not really too much happens, to be honest. Yeah, it's in a car like this, you find the limit very quickly, and there's not really any more time to be gained. So the other 3 races were in the GT4. So Anglesey, I think I did 2 races, and then at Brandshatch I did 1 as well. So, and then after that I had my license. So easy peasy. You can see there we sent it up the inside of the Fiesta going up into the final corner, whilst being lapped by the Escort. So he gets us back, which is a bit demoralising, but lapped cars everywhere, and that's what I'm talking about. Like how dangerous it is. And the other thing here as well is yellow flags. Cars were going off every other lap. I don't know why, because there was such a big gap between each car on this grid. There was no need to push because you knew where you were going to finish pretty much. But it's clearly been an instant ahead. I can't quite make out what it is, but everyone's slowing down a lot. Oh, was that the checkered flag? Have I missed the checkered flag? I have. See? I was so concentrated on the exhilarating race we were watching, I've missed out on the checkered flag. So you can see there, we finished 18th on the grid. There was quite a few retirements, I think. Maybe 3 or 4? Well, no, 2 or 3. Fastest lap, 106.9. The leader did 50.7. And we finished 4 laps off the lead. Almost got the Fiesta. We finished 1.1... Oh, no, what was that? 2 seconds? Just under 2 seconds off that Fiesta in the end. Which I'm happy about, you know? I'll take that. He was in a quicker car. I was in a C1. We did it proud. We didn't get lapped by everyone. You can see they're waving to the marshals. And that was another signature on the license. Another pretty mental, weird funky experience done, and you live and you learn. I hope you enjoyed watching me go around very slowly around Brands Hatch in a Citroen C1. I'm not eager to get back out in one, but I mean, if I got offered to drive one, I would. You know, they're fun. They are fun. You can really throw them about, experiment, and you're pretty certain you're not going to crash it because you have so much time to think. You saw they're going into turn 1 at the start. I had one hand on the wheel. That gives you a sense of where my head was at. But yeah, thank you for watching another one of my IRL videos, and I'm putting some plans in place for next year. Hopefully they come off, and I won't see too much now, but things look fairly exciting. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you all on the next one.